Welcome to the Bottle Poppin' Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin' Podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
Let's have a conversation. I would like to hear why you think someone should start a doTERRA business.
I like this topic. I know this is not what we normally talk about, but I think this is important. And so I will share, at least for myself, when I first, like the very first time I learned about doTERRA, I went to a friend's house and she did a little class. Number one, I didn't really know what I was walking into. I actually thought we were going to learn how to make like cleaning products and stuff. And not because she marketed it that way. I just didn't know. That's what I thought essential oils were used for. But then went and learned all of these amazing things, and my mind was blown specifically by how you could use essential oils for so many health related things. But at the end of the class, the two women who taught it shared about the business. And I remember sitting there being like, nope, I'm never going to do this. Why in the world would I get into this business? I've got an awesome career. I'm climbing the corporate ladder. No way am I going to do little house parties and that type of stuff. So I definitely was closed off to the idea of doing the business. But then I started using the products and they helped me so much, specifically from a health standpoint. Like I cannot even begin to tell you how different my health is from before essential oils versus getting into essential oils. And because they helped me so much and made me feel so much better every time somebody had any type of random ailment. Before I would have a coworker say, I've got a headache. Do you have an aspirin for that? And I would, reach into my purse. And now instead I'm like, here, try this oil. And I'm constantly just giving people essential oils, which then led to people buying essential oils. And I suddenly am getting checks. Like it was weird because it was definitely not intentional that I was going to start a business, but I started a business because it was just so easy to naturally share what was working for me. So yeah, I think you should do the business, but I understand if you're hesitant because that's where I started.
My story is very much like yours. I feel like when I got into doTERRA, it was about using the oils for my own personal consumption and my family's consumption. And I definitely was not going to do the business. Like, I'm not in sales. That's definitely not something that I'm into. I have no desire to do that. But exactly like what you said, I think when we started using the products and had such great successes with them, when somebody would bring up an issue they were having that I knew I had had good results with by using a certain oil, there was no reason I wasn't going to share. And so I did this with multiple people. They wanted to buy the oils, and then I would send them your way, right? Because it was like, well, I don't do the business. Meg does the business. So let me just send them to Meg. And eventually, after like 3 or 4 people, you're like, Heather, just do the business. Like, why? If you're going to be talking to these people, stop sending them to me. Just do the business and sign them up under you. And I think the longer that I've done this, the happier I am that I have decided to do it, because doing the business with doTERRA is not necessarily like doing a business with other MLMs. There's a lot of MLMs that you have to buy into the business. You're spending hundreds of dollars for product that you either have to have on hand or that you have to commit yourself to. I didn't want to do that. I don't want to carry stock of things. I don't want to do that. With a doTERRA business, I get the same discount that my wholesale customers get, and I don't have to spend any more money than those people have to spend. And I feel like, so the big thing to earn commission is you've got to be able to spend the 100 PV. Well, I do that very easily with my monthly product anyways. And so I feel like it's really easy to earn commissions with doTERRA just by simply sharing oils that you've had your own successes with. People naturally want to use them too. They sign up, you earn commission. That's it. And I feel like there's no reason for me not to do this business at this point.
Yeah. Well, and I'll just clarify because maybe some people have never even looked into the doTERRA business, but Heather said this, but I don't know if it fully drove home, but it literally costs nothing to start the business with doTERRA. So it's not even like you have to buy in or get a special type of membership to do the business. I mean, technically you have to choose to be wellness advocate versus a
Wholesale
wholesale
customer.
customer. Yeah. But I mean, that's just one box versus the other that you're clicking. And then you're giving your social security number so that you can, if you make enough, put it on your taxes. But otherwise, there is no difference. You don't have to pay anything to become a business owner with doTERRA, which is huge. Like there are not other businesses like that. And then on top of that, you get a website. So it's not like you have to go out and pay extra for a website. No, they give that to you. And then you don't have to carry the inventory. You just have now a website and a link that you can share with other people to go purchase. And one thing they didn't have back when either one of us started, but they have now, is they have this refer a friend option. So literally anybody who's a member of doTERRA, when you log in, unless you've already clicked off that you don't want to see this pop up, but most people, when they log in, they get this pop-up that says, would you like to refer a friend? And so if you happen to be in that situation, like I was 10 years ago, where it was like, I'm never going to do the business, but I could have had the option, if they had this feature now, I could have had the option to be like, use peppermint oil. It's amazing. Here is a link. And then they can go purchase something. And then because I'm referring a friend versus being an actual business owner, now I get a percentage back that I can use towards free products, and I don't even have to have the business, which
Right.
is
So
perfect because it's like baby stepping into the business to like test it out.
agreed. And just to clarify, the commission, quote unquote, that you get back comes in product points that you can use towards doTERRA product versus Meg and I earn actual money commission. So that's the difference between the refer a friend versus the wellness advocate. And prior to recording this, you and I were having a conversation about your other business, and you started to talk about the benefits of how your doTERRA business has helped that business. Can you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, totally. So just a little bit of background on this. I've been asked to come speak to a group of nutritional therapists about like other forms of income, specifically doTERRA. And what's funny is initially I was thinking, ooh, like, I don't know if this is going to be helpful or not, because from a purely income standpoint, I'm not at a high level where I make a ton of money from this. This is a very small percentage of my income that I bring in from all my different businesses. But the more I thought about it, doTERRA has given me such a huge benefit in my nutrition business because doTERRA really taught me about business. And so one of the things I was telling Heather is, of my graduating class of nutritional therapists, a very small percentage of us actually do the business now, because just because you have all the knowledge on how to do something, if you don't know how to market it and you don't know how to do the business side, you can't have a business. And I feel like doTERRA really gave me a leg up because they taught me so much about how to do business. I mean, just even simple things like I've had QuickBooks self-employed for years now because of doTERRA, and I 100% use that for my nutrition business. So just little things like that, understanding how to do the taxes, all of the business books that I've read because they were recommended by somebody in my upline or recommended on stage at either doTERRA's annual convention or at their leadership retreat. Like all of my business training has come from doTERRA. And I got that for free because I am a member of doTERRA and because I am a wellness advocate with doTERRA. I guess technically not for free. I do pay to go to convention, but still, like what convention is $175. And I currently have a business coach that I'm using that I have paid thousands of dollars for. And it's amazing the stuff I'm learning from this business coach, but it doesn't compare to what I've gotten from doTERRA. So yeah, I think if nothing else, if you want to be an entrepreneur in any way, get involved with a company like doTERRA and learn the basics of business because you will have a leg up on everybody else. So yeah, I'm so grateful for doTERRA for that.
If you are already somebody who is buying significant product from doTERRA monthly, let's say you're on the loyalty rewards program and you casually share with other people whether you knew about the refer a friend or not, okay, that's an option for you. But again, if you're spending over 100 PV a month, go ahead and sign up as the wellness advocate, because at least then when you do share, you can earn commissions on it as well.
Right.
And again, just to bookend what we were just talking about, you don't have to buy in to doTERRA at all. There is nothing that you have to store in your house. doTERRA comes with so much free education that they provide when you become a wellness advocate. And then there's leaders like Meg and I who are here to help people as well. So I'm so thankful for the leaders above you and I, because we have used them as a resource so many times. And I feel like so much of my initial knowledge came from them. And I know that you and I now want to be able to serve others that same way too. So just because you become a wellness advocate doesn't mean you're floating out there on your own. You know, you still have the upper level leaders that you can go to for information.
Well, and you and I have talked about this before as well, but just 2020 and so many people feeling like they were alone in the world, especially if they were sheltering in place. And while we were sheltered in our homes, we still, on a weekly basis at that point, were co-teaching classes online. And it definitely, like, we had community during that time.
Yeah.
And that was 100% because of doTERRA as well. So yeah, so many benefits to doing the business.
I can't think of any negatives right now. So yeah.
So I'm sure that this is one of those topics where if you've never thought about it before and you're thinking about it now, you probably have a gazillion questions. And so just want to remind you, we do third Thursday every month. We meet up on Zoom and answer anything. It's called Ask Us Anything. So if you've got questions about the business as well, feel free to jump in and we are happy to answer your questions. I promise there's not going to be a hard sell to join the business. In fact, I'll just put it out there. I don't want you to do the business if you're not interested in doing the business. So trust me, there's not going to be a hard sell for that, but we're happy to answer your questions. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. We will have a brand new episode for you next Friday.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these bottle poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.